House Republicans yesterday opposed a measure to form a commission to investigate the events of January 6th. They want to have a January 6th commission to investigate because we haven't investigated enough. There aren't enough investigations already. There are, as far as I can tell, like dozens of investigations into this, into, people trespassing in Capitol Hill. Federal, local, D.C., all levels of government, various agencies. They're tracking these people down. Anyone they can find. Any little old grandmother who, crossed the threshold into the building for 15 seconds. They're sending SWAT teams to her house to put her in prison for 17 years. But it's not enough. We need more investigations. As far as investigating the rioting that happened and terrorized our cities for months on end, and in which dozens of people were killed and billions of dollars damage was inflicted, no, we don't need to investigate that. So obviously, this should be opposed. Republicans should oppose it, and not every Republican did. I think 30 plus were on board with the commission. It should be opposed for that reason, because, again, of the double standard, but also because you absolutely know that this is going to become it's already a political witch hunt. But a January 6th commission, that's all it's going to be. Transparently, it's going to be a political witch hunt. So Republicans opposed it, and that led to a lot of stunned reactions by Democrats. They were taken aback, offended, stunned. How could you not be? We were under siege. We were attacked. Our lives were in jeopardy. You don't want to investigate this more? How dare you? That was generally the reaction. Summarizing, but Representative Tim Ryan, Democrat, obviously from, I think, Ohio, they were all competing to get on cable news and to have the most self-righteous kind of reaction. But I think Tim Ryan managed to take the cake. Let's watch his performance.
Gentleman is recognized for 30 seconds.
I want to thank the gentleman from New York and the other Republicans who are supporting this, and thank them for their bipartisanship. To the other 90% of our friends on the other side of the aisle, holy cow. Incoherence. No idea what you're talking about. Benghazi, you guys chased the former Secretary of State all over the country, spent millions of dollars. We have people scaling the Capitol, hitting the Capitol Police with lead pipes across the head, and we can't get bipartisanship. What else has to happen in this country? Cops. This is a slap in the face to every rank and file cop in the United States. If we're going to take on China, if we're going to rebuild the country, if we're going to reverse climate change, we need two political parties in this country that are both living in reality, and you ain't one of them. I yield back the balance of my time.
Well, which political party is living in reality, Tim? Your political party is living in reality? Oh, yeah? One quick question. Can a man get pregnant? I wish someone had stood up and asked, like, hey, Tim, you're living in reality over there. Can you get pregnant? Curious. Just see what he says. Because they could have asked him that. Hey, Tim, can you personally, as a man, are you able to get pregnant? He would not be able to say no. He wouldn't be able to say no to that. I don't know. You'd have to say something like, I don't know. I haven't tried. Possible. And that's living in reality to him. I have no interest in defending Republicans. They have no interest in defending themselves. So I'm not going to get up here all angrily defending my side. I don't even consider Republicans to be on my side. They're not on my side. So it's not. He can scream at Republicans all he wants. I don't care. But the idea, the notion that Democrats are living in reality, and the great irony that he says that right after saying we need to reverse, if we want to reverse climate change, we need to live in reality. What? Tim, because what is going to prevent us from reversing climate change is that we live in reality. And in reality, you can't flip a switch and control the weather. You can't reverse the climate. You can't come up with a government policy that's going to change the weather, you maniac. That's reality too. Reality too is that there's a policy that a government can put in place to change the weather, to make hurricanes go away. My God. And it's delusion on top of delusion, because right before that, he's pretending to care about cops. This is an insult to all of the rank and file police officers that I just decided to start caring about a couple of months ago, but only in this one instance. It is really hard to watch Democrats pretend to care about cops. You want to talk about not living in reality? Yeah, they have found there's just one, okay? And test me on this, because maybe find me an example of another one. But as far as I can tell, there is one dead cop. There's only ever been one that these scumbags have cared about. And that was Officer Brian Sicknick. And they cared about him because they thought his death was useful to them. And then they stopped caring when they discovered that, oh, actually, he died of natural causes and wasn't killed by the rioters at all. So for the sliver of time when they thought that either they thought that the rioters killed Sicknick, or they thought they could get away with pretending the rioters had killed him, that's when they cared. That's it. There's that brief moment of time when they cared about a dead cop. Because there are thousands of other dead cops that they've never said a word about and don't give a damn about. And meanwhile, Tim Ryan and all the rest of them, they're out there telling people that cops are trying to track them down and kill them. You know, this fantasy of racist cops hunting black men and murdering them in the street. You think maybe that's an insult to the rank and file? How do you think the rank and file feels about that? How do you think the rank and file police officers feel every time one of them is in a life or death struggle with an assailant, with a criminal dirtbag, and has to use lethal force because they've been given no choice, and they know that you are going to throw them directly under the bus, accuse them of being a racist murderer, and do everything in your power to destroy their lives and destroy their families' lives? How do you think the rank and file feel about that? I know how they feel because I hear from them all the time, off the record, and sometimes on the record. These people, man, completely shameless. And it's the scary thing is that it's almost convincing. You watch that, and if you had no frame of reference at all, and you watch that little spiel from Tim Ryan, you would almost think that he really believes that he actually gives a damn about cops, that he cares about reality, that he just wants justice, and he's offended that other people aren't on board with it. You might believe it if you didn't know any better. He's not a bad actor. But the fact that they're such convincing liars is what is so scary. Not all of them are, but some of them are. Well, I hope you enjoyed that clip from the Matt Walsh Show. If you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right down there so you can stay up to date on all of our future content.